I can still hear the crack. It wasn't the sound of glass breaking or wood splintering. It was the sound of my sister's hand against my baby's skin. My son, my world. The room froze, forks mid-air, wine glasses trembling, and her hand still raised as if daring me to question it. "You're overreacting," she hissed, when I lunged forward, cradling him against my chest. My baby's cry filled the silence, a cry that split me in half. No one moved. Not my parents, not my cousins, not the so-called family who always claimed blood was thicker than water. They sat, they watched, and then my husband stood. The air shifted when he did. His chair scraped back, slow, deliberate. The kind of sound that doesn't just cut silence, it carves it. His uniform wasn't on him, but the authority never left. He walked around the table, his jaw set, his eyes locked on my sister. "Get out," he said, low and final. She laughed at first, a high, nervous sound. But his stare didn't waver. He wasn't a man used to being ignored. He was a commander, used to obedience. And in that moment, he commanded her. She faltered, tried to argue, but no one backed her, not even the ones who had sat there doing nothing seconds before. And when she realized it, when she realized no one was coming to save her, she left. That was the last Christmas she ever spent with us. But this story didn't begin at Christmas. It began years earlier. When we were children, she was the golden one, smarter, prettier, at least that's what they told me. I was the quiet shadow, the dependable one, the one who didn't make waves. She knew how to twist that. When I got engaged, she smiled for the photos but whispered in my ear, "You're just lucky someone finally wanted you." When I got pregnant, she rubbed her flat stomach and muttered, "Hope you don't ruin yourself." Small cuts, hidden under the laughter of family gatherings. But I saw them for what they were, tiny rehearsals for cruelty. And yet, I forgave, because that's what family is supposed to do. The betrayal came after my son was born. At first, I noticed the way she touched him, too rough, too careless. "He's just a baby, not glass," she'd say, dropping him into his bassinet like he was a sack of laundry. Then I found the text, her message to a friend, words that still sit in my bones like poison. "I can't stand her stupid baby. She acts like she's the first woman ever to give birth. I swear one day I'll shut him up myself." I didn't confront her then. That would have been too easy for her, too satisfying. I learned long ago that rage only feeds the cruel. So I waited. I collected every word, every slight, every careless action, like a soldier gathering intelligence on the enemy. And when Christmas came, I knew. I didn't just walk into that dinner blind. I had already spoken to my husband. I had already told him what she'd said, what she'd done. His training made him methodical. Mine made me patient. Together, we were unshakable. So when she raised her hand against my baby, when she crossed the line from venom to violence, it wasn't just instinct that carried us through. It was preparation. Because her slap wasn't a mistake. It was a pattern finding its climax. And my revenge was already loaded. She left that night with her face burning and her pride shattered. But the real blow came after. The family group chat lit up the next morning. My husband had already sent a message before breakfast. His words were clipped, formal, soldier-like. "Last night was unacceptable. Any harm toward my wife or son will never be tolerated again. Our home is closed to anyone who cannot respect that. Choose where you stand." The silence that followed was deafening. One by one, the replies came. Neutral, cowardly. No one wanted to pick a side. But silence is a side, and she knew it. By New Year's, she had vanished from family dinners, group photos, even conversations. She tried to paint herself as the victim. He humiliated me. She always hated me. But no one bought it, because even those who did nothing that night had seen the truth with their own eyes. She thought she was invincible. She thought blood would always protect her. But blood doesn't protect the ones who poison it. Sometimes I replay that moment in my head. The sound of the slap, the room holding its breath. My husband's voice, steady, lethal, cutting through the paralysis. And I wonder if she ever expected me to fight back. If she thought I'd stay the quiet shadow, the dependable one, the one who didn't make waves. But shadows don't stay shadows forever. Some grow teeth. I don't regret what happened, not for a second. She will never touch my son again. She will never sit across from me at Christmas waiting for her moment to belittle or break. She lost the game because she underestimated me. Because she forgot one thing. I learned patience from her cruelty. I learned strategy from her betrayal. And I learned strength from the family I chose. My husband, my son. Her absence at